hopefully. Oh, man, y'all mean. Y'all so mean out there. I guess so. I guess so. All right, there we go. And it's all working now, just like I intended it to work. Also, me tried to play Warden earlier. All right, there we go. You really do. Oh, right now. All right. So the live is up. Okay, so here are the tiers we got here, boys. We got S, we got A, B, C, D, E, F, useless. I am streaming it. I even put it up in announcements. I told you I'd do it through YouTube. All right. So. Where if you're on YouTube, you can mute it by itself, and it should have. Wait, you're on mobile. It doesn't have it. All right. So where would you guys put Ace? Current Ace right now. In this meta. All right. You want from attacker's top? Let me head over to the list. All right, Sledge. I personally would put him B or A because the amount of vertical play. No, definitely not. Definitely not. He's possible A. Let's see. He has the L85. He has the SMG 11. He's got the shotgun. He has the pistol. He has soft breaching destruction for walls and vertical plays, and then he has frags. Most average attacker. Dokubi. IQ is the most. IQ would be a C at the current meta. Wait, it looks like they don't have the IQ here. I'll just substitute with the yellow recruit for IQ. Oh no, there's the IQ. I'm blind. I'm a blind boy. This is why I wear glasses. I don't care. I don't care. So IQ, I mean, here's the thing. IQ can't counter anything. That's the problem here. And you only bring her in ranked games. to counter you yokais. She can't counter some few things, Jaeger ADS's Legion Mines, but even then, if you don't have the gun suppressed and you're going to be too busy distracted with another enemy to even focus with your gadget, that's the problem as well. That would be reasonable, but I feel like there should be another buff to her. All right, so IQ would be our most average operator out there at the current meta. At the current meta, she's average. And if people are gonna be here wondering what's my whole like, what gives you the credibility to say this shit, I guess I can say I'm gold 2 currently, but I've been here watching everything. I've been trying to keep myself up to date with stuff. I might be gold 2, but I usually get queued in with platinums, and I'm able to hold my own for a while. If they're not playing keyboard, I'm able to hold myself off for a good while against console platinums. I know they're keyboards. It's annoying, but even then, I'm able to hold my ground for a while. All right. So our next operator would be Sledge. Where would Sledge? The vertical play and oh, he's not an S, but I feel like he'd be either an A or a B. The amount of soft destruction and vertical play you bring. If you're attacking a third floor, sure. But let's say you're attacking constantly garage, or let's say chalet garage. It's hard to master him, but once you get the idea down of how to do vertical play, he's a god. But fine, I'll agree. I'll put him in B for now. I'll put him high B. All right, all right. Where would you guys put Thatcher? I A. I feel like he'd be low A because here's the thing. He fucks bandit tricking. And even if you can't destroy the gadgets anymore, you give the opening to your teammates to get in, destroy that utility before it even restarts itself. Which is the go. It wasn't really nerf. It was like a mini rework, a little buff, and a little nerf to some things. But he's still been able to hold out his own. But it's been really useful. So I'd say low A because he has definitely the guns to back himself up with it. He has really great synergy. All right, current meta Ash R4C G36C Flash the flashbangs high A. She's high A. Like no competition. All right, Thermite. Thermite. Where would you put Thermite? I mean, there is thermite tricking. Not a lot of people have been doing it recently because there's been so many roamers on the top floors of these maps. But if you got a team that can clear roamers for you, and let's say again, actually no, like in Canal, if they're defending kayaks, you can open that wall that's right at the bottom from front entrance. If you put the thermite charge from top, hell, even in cafe, you can do the same thing with the little closet supply storage room on second floor. And house, yeah, definitely. I've done it on house before. A, I still yeah, and see what's nice about Ash as well. I would put him under Thatcher actually because with the meta we got, which is complete utility, Ash and Thatcher just bring more to the table. Because let's see, Ash has five things to counter with. She's got three flashbangs, two two breaching rounds. You could take care of Jaeger ADSs and then get rid of shields or Maluchi Banshees. Oh, more vertical play, yeah. For gadgets against gadgets. No, yeah, and Thatcher's up on that same board with his EMPs. He doesn't destroy most of them now, but it helps your teammates get rid of them. Low A for now. All right, Twitch. Twitch has suffered a lot. you have to wait out, and then her F2 got nerfed a lot. But it's still great for clearing out some mini stuff. He suffered through all the nerfs. He suffered through all the nerfs. Because let's see, you got Mute, you got Mozzie, you got people who are drone hunting, Vigil. I mean, compared to IQ, she can at least take care of Maestro cams. You just gotta shock them twice, though. That's the problem. And yeah, you can get rid of alibis. You could no, if you disable it, the visor opens up, and then you can shoot the middle. Mute. High C. High C. Oh, definitely. I mean, the fact that on console, PS4 console specifically here, because this is what we all play right now. We're PS4 players. But currently, and I just had actually a match earlier today. Keyboard cheaters. I went against a dude who was 4.0, 2.7. He didn't know how to deal with a Monty. And I'm like, how? It's like, you're cheating here because you're using mouse and keyboard on console. But the fact that you got your ass handed to you by a Monty who was hip firing is just like, I got a lot of questions, especially since the dude was playing mutes. He's got C4. He got the MP5. Really, yeah. He's not wrong. Yeah, but why would you use the AUG when you got better fire rate and damage with the gates? They always got the gates. All right, so Monty would be low B. We're doing a combination of everything because for us, because like I know there was a shield nerf recently, and C4s do fucking cripple him, but too much. Yeah, and the guard break doesn't affect you too much either. It only moves such a small portion. Melee doesn't do much to you. Impact nades, it depends on where it hits, really. Oh, it's definitely a C4 will. So will a yokai and impact nade if it hits you directly. Elamine only does half of it, I believe. I'd say high B. Fine. Like, sure, you can't stall with Monty like he used to do, literally be a wall that no enemies didn't know how to deal with. If it's a 1v2, you're kind of fucked. Unlike before. Unlike before. Yeah, if you're day trapped in a corner, unless it's a clash. All right. Next operator is Glass, who got a good buff just about a week ago. The Oh no, but he's not bad anymore. He's not. Well, last time I actually let me find last time. Where the fuck did we put this man? Hold up, let me go down to the Discord. Yes, everybody can see my Discord. Uh, I am. I don't care. There we go. This is what we had last time for last season. This is what we had last season. We had this is what we had last season. We had Ace, Thatcher, Zafia, Jaeger, Mute, Valkyrie, Bandit, and Maestro at S tier. We had A tier. This is season 2. This was at the month. This was the last month like we're doing it right now. This was year 5 season 2 at the very final month before Shadow Legacy came. This is where nothing else was really added. So this was a set standard because I usually don't like doing these tier lists until everything's gone through. These were mostly solo queues, but now since we've gotten better compared to us year 5 season 2 to current season 3, we've definitely upped a lot. I have as well because I used to be I think 0.8 and 0.9 in my stats, and now 1.1, 1.1. Boosted. Yes, that's why my stats are better instead of just being a gold 2 with those same stats. Bitch. If anything, I boosted you to get up higher, bitch. All right, but we can do this weekend, man. No worries. But back to what I was saying, what where we had glass last time was F, because holy shit, it was difficult to play glass. He was utter trash. It was utter trash. That really was it. But now after his buff and everything, I feel like I feel like he'd be D because the fact that you don't have to stand still anymore in the smoke. Because here's the thing, the this ever since he got that nice buff, he's been more viable. Hell, even Pro League brought him in today. I forgot if it was Space Station or Dark Zero that brought him in on Coastline, but they brought a Glaz in. I mean, snipers are still a little difficult to play in this game because there's not so many maps for them. But what helps, again, oh no, yeah, I know. But what helps with Glaz here finally is that when he throws his smokes are a viable option again because you can move through them and all and see. The M67 frag grenades are such a godsend. Yeah, the fact that he can entry frag when he's not supposed to, but he can, is such an upside to him. The PMM is literally, if you were to shove like 3 AK bullets per PMM bullet. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna fight? You can 2 or 3 tap with it. You can 2 to 3 tap with it. It's a mini AK. It's a portable AK, and you cannot tell me otherwise. But I'd say he beat D personally. I I feel like he's high D because he still needs more. I personally think Glass needs more because what helped Callie get out of her hole that she was in was the fact that they added her, gave her another submachine gun. And Callie's a really good equivalent as long as you got really good team communication. I personally say low C, high D. Because some good places where he can be is, again, the most common example that I'm going to bring up for some operators because this is such a map that you can do everything on. Consulate. Consulate Consulate and Chalet are some of the very few maps. Because once you open that garage wall on both maps and you get the diffuser down and you got a Capital, you're good as gold. And then you bring a Thatcher and an Ace for an extra set of smoke grenades. Hell, even bring a fucking Gridlock. The amount of smokes. I'll put him. I think I'll put him low C for the time being, just to be nice. Fine. We'll put high D for now. We'll change things as it goes. All right, my fucking war crime boy Fuse. Where would you put him? He's not an S. As a Fuse main, he's not an S. We put him in A. We put him A tier. He was A tier. We put him in A. Oh, he's definitely he won't be an S, but he can definitely be A. Because here's the benefits that Fuse has. He has the hard breaching device. He has breaching charges. He has 4 cluster charges. He has an AK. He has a shield. He has an LMG. He's got the PMM. This guy is a full kit of fuck your shit. I'm gonna break it either way. The only Fuse used actually when they released the whole new Sharpnel system during Steel Wave, Fuse was a monster because you could kill somebody from 2 floors above because of that system. But since they removed it only from him, they balanced him out again. Otherwise, he would have been a complete monster. Because imagine, let's say again, consulate. Let's say I put my cluster charge on second floor administration office. No, like second floor administration office that goes into first floor lobby that goes down into archives. Those pucks would have landed on the floor and they would have exploded. And you're like, oh, nobody got hurt until you see that you killed, let's say, a Pulse or an Echo who was down in archives, who was down in archives. And because of the Sharpnel system, you fucked over his day or their day. Yeah, but Fuse had 5 of these, for the love of God. 5 of those pucks per cluster charge. Pucks, the pucks are nice, and as long as you find the pattern it goes, which I think is left to right, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. As long as you know that data, you should be fine using Fuse. But I think what the meta that it is right now, which is again very utility heavy, and they're on the floor under you, as long as you got some people to cover your flanks and clear out roamers, you can cause a lot of disasters for the enemy team. Even if you don't kill anybody, the fact that you're making them move around, get out of their positions, and you're destroying their utility that's meant to stop your teammates, you're gonna have such an easy push afterwards. It's too good. And the fact that you can swap out with either breaching charges for vertical play afterwards, or a hard breaching device to get some hatches or a wall open after you cluster charged it, is so nice. And then slap the fact that he has the AK-12, which is one of the top 3 guns. Is like he's high A tier for me personally. But he's problem with him that people always complain about is that he's slow and that he's a 3 armor. But the fact that he's a 3 armor is what makes him survive those engagements longer with his gun. Fuse. Personally, I'd put him above Ash. Personally. Just for the fact of what the meta is right now. And how even if Jaeger zaps out 2 of those, you're still gonna fuck over his ADS. Nothing that a lot of the catch operators can do anymore. But we're not talking about next season. We're talking about this season. And I Magpies being Magpies. So in the end, you want him under? All right, because I think, yeah, I know, just a little better because she could do it from distance. Yeah, yeah. I, from time to time, he can be weird because I've had some weird games where yeah, but some people at the moments they've wasted their impacts. Blitz can be weird sometimes. I don't know. This whole guard break animation has been weird. When some things within a certain distance, yeah. Oh, definitely. It's a flip of the coin where you're taking too much. You're taking too much of a bet. So I personally, because last season we had him at D. So D. I feel like he'd be high D. Yeah, that's true. I'll put him with Glass and D. Honestly, he'll be above Glass though because at least you can do something with Blitz still. You'll still be a threat that the enemy will aggro for you first and not notice an Ash behind you. But here's the thing: IQ at least has the benefit of her guns to make up for it. I don't know. Blitz is a weird mix. It's really the aggro. It's just the aggro. All right, you know what? Fine. I'll put him under IQ for the time being. All right. Our next. We already went through IQ. All right. Where would you put Buck? Sledge. I feel like the only advantage Buck has to Sledge. No, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I will agree with you that Buck is above Sledge only a little bit, not because here's the thing. Sledge has the benefit of frag grenades. But the fact that he can burn out ADSs with 3 of the flashbangs, and here's the thing that he has the advantage over Sledge. He can do vertical play from under. Sledge can do it as well, but that puts him at risk because most people like I do. Well, I do this. Not a lot of people do it sometimes. I run shotgun and SMG 11. Others will run the L85 and the SMG 11. That's the benefit that he has over Sledge. That's the benefit. All right, distance. All right. Now our next operator is everyone's most hateful operator in the game, Blackbeard. Where would you put Blackbeard? Last time we had him placed in E. Yeah, personally, because like here's the thing, Blackbeard doesn't bring anything to the table. The about the and his guns don't benefit him. The only gun I can make an excuse that will benefit him, and this is because I did Garcia and I did do accuse a lot, is the SR-25. That DMR hits like a bitch. Because the shield at least will give you another life or two. Is a benefit. For solo queuing, yes, but for team benefits, you don't bring much with Blackbeard. Because you either got stuns or breaching charge, but then again, even afterwards, you're depending on where you are, I don't think you can make much use of that vertical play. He really doesn't. Well, the SR-25 is meant to be close range, but that thing has not the SR-25, the MK-17. But that thing has such shitty rate of fire. Not only does it not have bullets, it has no rate of fire. Yeah, because again, there's not really much you do with Blackbeard. And you're such a disgrace. I only bring him if the enemy team is being keyboard bitches. I'll bring Blackbeard just to fuck with him. All right, Capital. I feel like he does bring a lot though. He does bring a lot though because if you drone someone out, no, yeah, but here's the thing: he counters Jaeger so well, and almost every team will always bring a Jaeger over a Wamai. And the fact that you can do a lot more with Capital because of that, with the asphyxiation bolts, you can root out somebody. You can get somebody out of a corner, which is so nice. And the LMG and the Para are equally the same guns on paper. The only advantage that the Para has over the LMG is that the fact it has a angled grip, which lets you ADS faster, less bullets, and the difference of ADS time depending on what you're running. Oh yeah, it's definitely a better gun though. They're basically the same gun. Oh, the suppressive fire is very good. Hell, you can even eat a pizza while you're at it. No, Capital, we had him in a B. B. We had Capital in B. I feel like he'd be a B still, but he'd be like under. I feel like he'd be in between Buck and Sledge. He'll be in between. He's gonna be in between. Oh yeah, doesn't he have to? Hold up, let me check. Loadout. Yeah, that's what I thought. No, that's what I thought. Here's the other thing that the hard breach. That's what it really does. All right, our next one. Done. All right, our next one, which has been a hard breacher that's been having a lot of trouble lately, Havana. We put her in C because the advantage she had during not Shadow Legacy, during Steel Wave was that she was still better than Ace and Hatches. But ever since that new secret buff came to Heart Breachers, Habana could actually open a whole wall if you could place it correctly. And then Azaf or an Ash could just open the yeah, because it was part of the update. It was part of the patch notes. Low B under Sledge. And then you have an extra set. And then the fact that she can still have an extra pellet, just like Ace, for let's say another part of the wall to open up as a peak hole, murder hole to be exact. or to get a hatch. It's very nice. Though what's nice recently is that she has the 1.5, which has made her Type 80 86 very manageable. Uh yeah, she was almost low C. She was second to last. I say low B because that buff has been nice. The sight buff has been nice. And then yeah, low B. X carry pellets correctly. Yeah, but I would prefer the flashbangs to get people out of their small hole or the burnout utility. I prefer the flashbangs in my personal opinion. No, yeah, we understand. The breaching charges are nice, but I don't see many Hibanas use it. Oh, her primary is fine. The problem was that the other guns were just outshining her, and the sights didn't help her too much. But now since she got new sights and everything, it's been more manageable. Better. Maverick's a weird boy. Maverick's a weird boy. That's all I'm gonna say. He really is. All right. Well, Lobie. Lobie. All right. Our next operator is Jackal. But when he doesn't get banned, the fact that you can roam clear, he has a claymore to counter any counter flames if you can put it in the correct spot. Oh, his secondary shotgun is very decent. His secondary shotgun is very good. You can make murder holes with it, vertical play, and then he's a 2 speed, 2 armor, just like Fury said. He's very balanced. He's balanced in the sense people just ban him because they just don't want to be tracked. That's about it. It's just a comfort pick, really. It's really just a comfort pick. And I think that's something the last time. Give me a second. We had him A. We had him A last time. High A. I feel like that still holds true to an extent. Somewhere in the A range. Low A. Under Monty or above Monty? All right. So that's where Jackal is. Really is. Where would you put Ying now? I mean, here's the thing with Ying. She honestly got lost to Candela back in Steel Wave. She was a frightened. She was a fucking nightmare with that buff. The point that people called her Yingzilla. For Candelas with that major buff to them as well, and the buff to the LMG is just like cool. I'm getting bitch slapped on being blinded. There's nothing I can do about it. But her LMG is decent. I feel like that's something they should do with feuds as well. I feel like they could do something with like the X carrios. You know what I mean? You can set them at like windows. You can have them set in the walls, and then the one that you roll in is the one that sets them all off. The last one has to be rolled in. She really is. We had her at D, but personally, I think with everything and how much we've improved since that time as well, I feel like she'd be low B, high C. Nice about what's about Ying is what I give Ying a higher stat as well here is the fact that she fucks over with the ADS. Yes. But I feel like but her gadget just does more than IQ's gadget though. I feel like Ying should be higher than IQ, but that's just my personal opinion. High C. All right, high C is where we're going. All right, high C is what we're going with. All right, the next operator is off, and I already put her at S. That's and if people are wondering, if people who are tuning in, if people are tuning in on why there's no talk really on why Zafia is an S, let me break it down to you as someone who plays Zafia often on my friend's team here and when I solo queue. She has breaching charges, which is great for vertical play, which is something you're supposed to do a lot with her. Her M762, which is her primary AR, is comparable to the AK to C7E and the SC3000K. Has such great rate of fire, damage, and magazine size. Her utility is off the charts. She has 2 impacts and 2 concussions that can get people off the fuser. And you can open walls or get rid of gadgets. Or get and we're not even touching on her LMG, which is just it's the same case with Capital. They're almost exactly the same. You have 300 rounds and you only got quote unquote 2 magazines for it. And you won't have to reload until like you got 20 bullets left in it. The only difference between the two is 5 damage and 10 rate of fire. That's the only difference. But it's almost unnoticeable when you're playing. And on top of that as well, because if the enemy completely ignores you, because I've had it happen to me. The enemy completely ignores me because they're so focused on the rest of my teammates. I can just withstand and kill them. Zoff is a very great operator. And she's up there. Even with the nerf she's going to get next season, it's not going to affect her too much. It's not really going to take her from it. It won't matter. And the fact that most of us can play with Hollow just fine doesn't affect us in the slightest. Hollow's GOAT. All right, our next operator is the one that everybody hates because of her elite skin now, which I gladly own. Dokkaebi. Phone calls. And you just gotta retreat and get into a lower floor so you don't get fucking yeeted. But I've because the jammer will tell the enemy, "Oh, there's a jammer nearby you." But I feel like Dokkaebi is in a weird position currently. She can burn out ADSs or my gadgets because of her flashes. And Fury, you can put your input at any time. It doesn't hit as hard. Yeah, his is ammo capacity, and Dokkaebi is the damage it does. But the benefit that the Dokkaebi has is a 3x sight, the hollow, the angled, the muzzle, and that she has great secondaries. The because siege sound is such a bitch. Because of any holes that open. Fury is not wrong though. but she is better than Capital in some sense because of. I personally think she's above there. And then Ying's. Because not only do you do phone calls, you can get yourself access to cameras. And that intel is invaluable. Unless you're working with a coordinated team, which is usually what we're. I feel like you can though because Ice there's almost always will be a Maestro, a Valkyrie, or an Echo. Hell, there even be Mozzie. If you want, I can put him on under Capital. But I feel like what yeah, I'll put right there. It's fine for her. B. Because last time we had her, she was down in C, high C. But she benefits a lot from the new site. All right, what's your input with Lion? Definitely D. I feel like with both things combined here, I feel like he's very good for after plants. If he keeps two of those scans for after plants, do you make defenders a living hell? Vigil's the only guy who can counter alongside with Mute, but you can't carry Mute Jammers constantly. You can only move so far much within the radius of the Mute Jammer, which is a decent size, but doesn't do too much. Yeah, but a Lion Dokkaebi and Jackal combo is so fucking dangerous as hell. I feel like there's some good combinations, but we're going to have to work on that later. So, Fury, where would you put him? Personally, where would you put him with everything? Where would you put him? C tier above who or under who? Above IQ or under IQ? I'll put him. I'll put him. See what Lion has the advantage. I feel like I feel like he'd be under Ying actually, because here's a benefit. He has a V308, which is another Fasuto LMG. The DMR is really good. Hell, even the shotgun's decent to run from time to time. It's gotta be the correct map. But he also has a heart breathing device, which is another advantage he has. So personally, I I feel like he would be definitely high C. Could trigger. Next operator, Finca. Recoil and ADS. You can take up to 3 extra bullets. 3 speed. Why do you think Fury? I mean, her guns are pretty decent as well. That's very true. I've clutched rounds with that LMG. Yeah, the sausage is a very. It really is. So Fury, what would you want to put her? Yes. Yeah. Better than Dokubi? The benefits she gets with the nano machines. I can vouch. High highs and low lows. The difference between her the difference between Dokubi's DMR and Maverick's DMR. The only way it backfires is with smoke. And an Ella and a Legion can cancel it. And so can a yokai. So I'm guessing we're all in agreement that she would be above Buck at least. No. 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 Jackal outdoes her with the weapons and what he brings to the table. I say Fury can have the final call on this one. We're saying Jackal and Monte in 8th here. Alrighty. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I'm being dumbass. Revives. Nano machine, son. Usually with Fury here, Fury's usually the unluckiest of all of us because he's the type of person that would be roaming by a window and get hit by an Amaru for no reason. That's how unlucky he gets. I feel like I bet you either tonight or tomorrow he's gonna die into a flashbang. It is. It actually is though. It's still possible. Yeah, because it takes damage. It hits you for 5 damage. No, if you're the last player alive and it hits you, you're dead. No, yeah, we'll finish this. We'll finish this. All right. Now Fury has more of a say on this one. Fury has more of a say on this one. Your boy Maverick. That 4 is very nice. I'll be honest. The 911 is very situational. And then Maverick 1911. Low A, I say. Like above Finca though. Above Finca though, because Maverick tricking. Yeah, but I've gone against some very good Mavericks though. They're very sneaky fucks once they've mastered him. So again, I say he's A. He can. So above or under Finca though. All right, so above Monty then is where we're leaving him. All right, all right. See you tomorrow, and we're gonna get you up in ranked, man. See, see, here's the thing with Nomad. In all honesty, uh, Nomad is very interesting as an operator. Her air jabs are very good for anti-roamers. She can flank watch better, but she cannot hold diffuser. That's more of Gridlock's job. But the fact that you can cut off. Yeah, and see, here's the thing with Nomad. Her guns are fine. People complain about the AK-74M for not being the same as the 12. It is a different caliber. It's chambered in 74. And the 12 is a more stronger variant of the 47, which hits harder. But the thing with the gun is that the difference between that and the ARX will hit harder. Yes, it's a lighter version. Let me see. Her AK-74M does 44 damage. That one does 45. But here's the thing. But here's the difference between the two. The rate of fire. It's an 850. It's an 850 versus there's a 650. That's why. That's the only difference. And the gun's not bad in general. I use it more than the ARX. Yeah, the ARX will hit harder. Sure. But you got such a limited magazine size to work with. Compared to the AK-47, you can suppress fire with the banana mag. So I personally rank I for one playing it, I personally rank the AK-74M above the ARX on her. And her air jabs are very decent. And the air jabs are very nice. I've made people run into it. I've stopped a lot of flanks with it, and I've covered a lot of flanks with it. But you gotta be aware of map knowledge on where roamers really love to come through. Or if you're seeing the setup, where to pre-place it so you know, oh, I got flank. I heard the air jet get over here. I know someone's going to be up there. Actually, I've solo queued a lot with her, and she's very powerful on her own still. You are a single team to yourself, and the breaching charges or stuns to burn out the ADS is nice. You can do a lot with her by yourself. And the fact that she has two different pistols, the PRB 92, which is the Brazilian pistol here, or the 46 Magnum, I think it's called. 44. Oh, I am here. Welcome, CJ. We're talking about this whole stuff. There's a lot of news we gotta break to you up. If you can get into the VC, if you want to get into the VC, we're in general chat, man. So if you want to join on this conversation, go for it. I personally would put her low A, high B though, because again, well, my and oh wait, Garcia can't be heard right now. Really? Garcia can't be heard? Oh wait, Garcia can't be heard right now. Oh, I guess you are lower voice. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Hold up, let me fix that. Garcia can't heard right now. I guess you are lower voice. What do I have on your voice settings? Hold up, let me fix that. Garcia can't heard right now. He can't be heard at all. That's weird because I got you on full volume here. Can I lower my own volume? Oh wait, I can do that, but I have to go into my own settings here. Fuck me. I think they can barely hear you. That would be in voice and video. Here we go. Input volume, output volume. Let me put my. I don't even know if that changed it. That would change it though. Studio here. Can I change my mic level through this? Probably not. All right, well, we'll keep getting through this, I guess, with how it is. No, it wouldn't be something in the zone. He's still recording pretty fine. I can hear him just fine. I guess my voice is just overpowers everything. I mean, she sits in the same situation as she would sit in the same situation as Ash, in the sense that they can burn out ADS, they can burn out utility, but the difference between her and Ash, but the difference between, I was about to say she has the advantage of blowing stuff up. No, Fuse is above her. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it also depends on how long the fingerprints there, the footprints. I feel like she'd be under Finka. I feel like she'd be under Finka because even when she dies and she at least she has those air jabs placed down, she's better than Maverick. All right, there we go, and then oh hi Spook, welcome to my tier list for siege operators. I'm gonna have to fix this on my PC one day for voices going through because my friend Garcia here and Fury aren't as loud as me. But I'll fix that with the whole studio thing I'm using because it's my first time. So I'll start streaming on the PS4 in a bit for the games. Get going for an hour or two with it and stream more tomorrow because I'll have more to myself tomorrow and I'll actually have more people. It all right. You know what? I can't fight you on that because she has shotgun, LMG, AUG, smokes, spikes, and she's a 3 armor that can tank it. She does. It wastes his utility. It wastes his time. Or if they try to tank it, it'll just hurt them with those spikes. Well, mine and no, and well, mine Jaeger can't counter her, quote unquote. Well, mine can, but it won't destroy it if you throw her track singers. No, with Nomad it gets destroyed. All right, knock. No, no, she's not better than Finka though. I feel like is still CD tier. If I get lucky and I don't get my ass handed to a Cav or a Vigil first. So I say low C high D. Gun. Yeah, I feel like he'd be under. She'd be under Blitz. All right, here we go. Mean Machine Amuro, which CJ always loves to see me die like a dumbass with. That's really the case. And what are you carrying? Shotgun, LMG shotgun, LMG SMG 11, shotgun SMG. I feel like she'd just be D tier above Glass though, because I say I say we could say D tier because say depends on enemy, depends on quote unquote. Oh, it definitely. Hey, let's go, let's go. We might get CJ tomorrow. This is gonna be so fucking rusty though. He's on the stream, you know. He's here watching us. All right, Callie. Callie's been interesting. with her ever since she came out in Shifting Tides. And I say she's better than Amaru. Because the benefit Callie Spook. So this is based off the game. We're doing a tier list on the operators from the game Rainbow Six Siege, and each operator we're on console based here. We're not PC based. We're not that sweaty. But each operator is okay. Besides Garcia over there, you can barely hear him though. But back to what I was saying. Uh, each operator is a different person. They do a lot of different things, and each one has different guns, and sometimes they're the same reused guns. It depends. Like Callie here, she she has a special sniper rifle that can launch that has two different things to go to. She can either shoot 300 Winchester, which is anti-tank. She shoots people with that. She hits people with it. She hits people with that. You're getting hit by an anti-tank round. They can go through multiple walls. That shit stings. But she also has a gadget that can destroy a lot of electronic stuff and things that are quote unquote bulletproof. But the problem in Siege is that snipers are such a niche category because you don't know what to do sometimes because you don't most maps are very the whole premise of Siege is mostly close quarter combat. CQB, CQC, whatever. But Callie is such a weird case because when she came out during year 4, season 4, which is the very end of it, before year 5 started, she was kind of in a weird place. Old man Thatcher would do her job better. And he was one of the first original operators back in 2015. But ever since they gave her the buff of a SMG that could replace the other guns she had, because you could only pick her sniper rifle as her main primary, and then you would have your secondaries, but she didn't have really good options. But now she has a super good option. It made her a little more viable because she wasn't stuck to just sniping from far away or hoping to catch someone in an angle. You could actually rush in. That's the benefit she kind of has now. But in overall competitive play, there's only very few maps where she's actually good at. And if you would really need to bring her if Thatcher's not around because they banned him. You'll always be better than the console player with than a controller. That's always the case. That's always the case, Grips. Yeah. I'll put her above Amaro. Callie's such a weird has such a weird niche, but she's a viable niche when it needs to happen. Playing in Clubhouse. Once you open CCTV walls, god damn, are you a menace? All right, our next operator is Iana. Iana. I mean, her Gemini replicator is good. She has solid guns. She's got a solid pistol, frag grenades, and a tactic that has worked a lot that we used to run, but we don't do it anymore. Was that I would send the drone in, the clone in, and if they shot it, you would see the tracers and instantly just refrag for the clone. She does. She gives a lot of great intel. Oh, just CJ just said that as well. I feel like that would be nice, but that would just make Twitch even more obsolete in some ways. Yeah, I mean, zero exists. I feel like Iana would be C tier though. She'd be high C because you could still make more use of her gadget than you can make out of wide scan. Personally, hold up, CJ bomb message deleted by Google moderator team. CJ, the fuck did you say to have Google deleted? Uh, so where would you put her, Garcia? Though I can agree with that. I mean, she has better. She can waste utility and destroy utility. Yeah. So right there, I think it does now. I believe so. Yeah, we'll test that out in a bit after we're done with this. And not better than Capital. Ouch. You're just gonna hurt Fury with this in the morning. Yeah. All right. So far, we only have one operator nest here, but our next operator is someone who's an S tier. Our next two operators will be automatic S tiers, which is Ace, your boy Ace, and Sam. But I would place Sam above Zoff because of intel alone. But so is Sam, though. I only know is because I played so much Valk. But then you have me as zero, and it's just like, ah, shit, he's the problem. Yeah, we're still including the frags as of right now. But that's my specialty. Cheesy bullshit. That's what I do best. Yeah, but his gun just outdoes hers. Defensive operators, oh boy. We'll have them at their own separate side. So where we have the rest of them right now is where the cutoff is for attackers. And afterwards will be, but the weapons will always be better on an attacker than it will be on a defender. So we're gonna base these defenders more on what they bring to stop an attacker. Basically, the literally the what utility meta are you bringing with this operator? How much time are you wasting for them not being able to get into the building or onto site? How much time are you wasting with them trying to destroy something only for it not to be destroyed? How much time are you wasting? That's the real question here. And this is the meta we've been for almost a year and a half now. 20-second utility meta. I mean, Chunky though, Tachanka, I did tell you we were going to include his rework, which is coming next Wednesday, and seeing what he's bringing. But I did tell you it is going to be coming this season. Yeah, he would go F, but we're encoding the rework, so he goes somewhere different now, definitely. But we're going to start off with your boy Smoke, your second war crime. He is literally your. Let's be real, the shotgun's very good. Rotate holes, one shot, one down, or two shots. SMG 11. Denial of area, denial of plants. You can deny somebody opening a wall. I think about 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, you stall a lot of time with the smoke grenades. And you hurt people as well. He would be high A, in my opinion. You can never go wrong with bringing smoke. And if you combine him with a Jaeger, Frost, Frost. Frost is our most C average. I mean, she is balanced. Even if she did get the shotgun, she's still been pretty balanced. It hasn't buffed her too much, but it makes her more of a reasonable pick now. Hell, even Pro League brought her. Uh, TSM versus Oxygen today. I was watching it, and Oxygen brought a Frost. They wasted time because, sure, Frost is not seen anymore because, it's easy to spot that on the drone. But the fact that you waste so much time and you reveal somebody's location by them just shooting it is more than enough for your teammates to say, oh, right there. You really can. But I would put her high C, in all honesty. I would put Frost high C. For right now, I guess I can agree with that. About Smoke. A. High A. The only cost is that you have to stay long enough. That's the biggest down factor to Smoke. You deny a lot of utility. All right, our next operator is from time to time you are. But back to what I was saying though. Mutes. Mute is our next operator here. And he is S tier, without a doubt. He gets a different SMG, no, which is it's a headshot machine, especially with that 1.5 on it now, like Smoke's FMG9. Both of them have the same pistol and the same SMG as secondary. The nitro cell is not only deadly, in fact that I think you get a bulletproof camera as well if you don't want to use a nitro cell, and that's some really good intel right there. That's some nice intel above the fact of your mute jammers literally almost counter everything. Any hard breachers fucked except Maverick. But yeah, he's Mute's S tier without a doubt. Castle. Where would you put Castle? Is F tier in my opinion. Yeah, you'll waste time if you don't have anything to bring, but almost everybody has a breaching charge, a grenade. Yeah, 20 out of 28 countering Castle is such an oof. I say he's F in my opinion. Yeah, you'll stall, but not only that, you also hurt your own teammates if you don't know where to put it. I guess I could put him above Blackbeard though, because at least you waste utility on it. Yeah, so above Blackbeard at least. Utility waster. And he wastes his utility as well, which is what I appreciate a lot from Castle. But not a lot of people know how to play Castle. That's why I'm not putting him any higher than high E. Not at the moment. Him and Blackbeard need a rework. Reinforcement at the door. All right, Pulse. Where would you put Pulse? Where would you put legal wall hacks into the mix? Yes, you heard me, folks. Legal wall hacks. Hey, let's just be happy it's not lion wall hacks when he came out in Operation Chimera. High B tier, I can agree with. Because the only thing that holds him back, his guns are what holds him back, and the fact that he can't switch quick enough from his device. He's really great intel though. All right, Doc. I think Doc here is one of our more bigger changes from our original tier list. Because yeah, we had Doc in A. We had Doc in high A for defenders. His ACOG, and then he just doesn't bring anything to the table, which I think will put him. And you don't see him anymore really as well. I say behind because at least with Frost, you still get a benefit when she dies. Man, how have you fallen, Doc? Always. All right. Yeah, the ACOG was the only reason people picked him. But now ignoring Doc and going to his more better counterpart, Rook. I feel like he's above Pulse, but under Smoke in A tier because I think he's I think he's A tier for what he brings alone. I know people are like, oh, but the Rook armor doesn't really do much. I'm like, it can save you from one extra bullets, and it can stop, and you can bleed out longer, which can save any round sometimes. Really was. I think he's more of a guarantee than Smoke though, because his is such a passive ability. Yeah. Why is Smoke low A? He's high A. He's just second place now because of Rook. And I don't know if you didn't hear Garcia here. So I don't know if you guys heard Garcia or not, but I'll reiterate it. Defenders, and attackers are not mixed here. Where you see the end of the line for each attacker, which is for S tier Ace, for A tier Monty, for B tier Hibana right here, for C tier Knock, for D tier Glaz, and for E tier Blackbeard. These operators are all attack operators, and that's where the line will cut. And for defenders, Mute's at the highest, Rook is at the highest, Pulse is at the highest, Frost is at the highest, and Castle is at the highest in E. These will be their own separate lines. And I think that's something I'm gonna do and post in some servers. I'll just start making I'll edit it later, or I'll put some lines on where the cutoff is, so people don't get confused. Because it's and like Garcia said here, really you can't compare both sides because both are meant to do different things to each other. And the guns are very different. Attackers will always usually have the better gun, but defenders will almost always have the better gadget. And that's what we're going to base it off here. The better gadget and how much time they waste with attackers. But going on back, because I want to get testing some stuff and playing Siege instead of staying here forever doing the tier list. Capcan is our next operator, and personally, no, he's above Pulse and under Smoke in B tier. He's high B. I am sure because those Capcan tracks, if they're not paying attention, sure. But a lot of the time they'll notice it. So I say he's above Pulse but under Smoke in B tier. And lowest tier here is useless, which we haven't found anybody yet. Well, I mean there is one, no competition, Warden. There we go. Warden is useless. I'm sorry. There's no debate about it. Not even the 1.5 saves his ass. He is useless. Utterly useless. He really is a walking gun, Garcia, but that's not going to save him. He's useless. If you want to put Glass F or useless, you can. But the fact that he got the buff is what saves him. All right, Tachanka reworked version here. Not old Chunky that we're gonna miss, an old voice actor. A new Chunky with new voice actor. Where reborn Chunky? Where would you put Chunky at, Garcia? Yes, it can. It's a very strong LMG that he's getting now. Secondaries have stayed the same, yes. I think they stayed the same. I still think he's barbed wire and proximity. No mounted LMG. Oh, the Shamika launcher. The Shamika launcher is more of a grenade launcher than a flamethrower. Where would you put reworked Chucky? I'm gonna put Chunky low B. I'm gonna put him low B until we test him more. But from what we've seen, he's very solid. It has a weird angle curve that you gotta learn. That is true. Yeah, that depends on how he is, and he could definitely be an A, but we won't find out until Wednesday when he comes into the live build. But otherwise, right now, I got ahead of you, and it puts Jaeger. You can agree with me or not. I put Jaeger in. Holy shit, my PC is getting a little hot. Yeah, I put Jaeger in S, but under mute. Both can be interchangeable, though, in my opinion. He suffered. No, yeah. Despite the nerfs he's gotten, Garcia, he's still very solid. His gun's still solid. Yeah, that center forget ability is what god tier. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that until Operation Neon Dawn drops on the 8th of December, 8th or 9th of December, which is around Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, he can get shotgun CJ, but those grenades will still land because they've been shot out of the gun, unlike smoke or other stuff like that. That's why we're keeping Chunky at a low B. Our next operator is Bandit, and I put him in high A, but under Rook. Personally, he does in some ways, not too much. But the difference is that mute can not only be used to counter wall stuff. The fact that if you place it correctly, you can get hatches. The range the mute jammer has compared to what a bandit battery can do is just is it's a difference of leagues. Under Jaeger, above Jaeger, though. Not only range but versatility as well that he has over Bandit with the gadget. Where would you put Bandit though? Above Jaeger or under Jaeger? MP7 and Bandit tricking. All right. Besides besides Bandit now, Valk is our next operator. Yeah, but there's nothing much to argue about Bandit with. Man's got C4. He has a great gun. He has a great shotgun. His abilities, and if you know how to bandit trick, you put living hell on the hard breachers. But back to what I was saying though, Valk above Bandit, under mute. Those Valkyrie cams, the guns, the C4, the Deagle. She's a complete package, and she hasn't changed much ever since she's released. That's no competition there. It's interchangeable, but I feel like the difference is that actually no, because if you know the really sneaky places without cams, all right. So you know what? Above Mew, just for the fact that she brings Intel alone. All right. Yeah, it has small damage to the. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it does have lower damage than the assault rifle CJ. But the fact that it's so accurate and it has no recoil, you can nick those headshots without any problem. And I know some people are going to come at me. Oh, but then why is Warden at the bottom? He has the same gun and a better sight. His gadget's fucking useless. Get that through your skulls. Very rarely will you ever use it correctly. If anything, you're just going to do it to flex on people. And that's about it. It is the ultimate BM if you ban him. It really is, Garcia. All right. Caviera, C tier. She's not bad, but the fact that if you're doing comp plays and you have teammates to refrag you or telling you that they're getting interrogated so they can at least kill you and her is what puts Cavi so under. But have I cheesed with her in unranked and ranked games? Most definitely. But it's because I had somebody being the aggro polar. Oh, she's a god in silver and below. Definitely. Gold and plat. She's I say she's lower than Frost because she's such a high risk, high reward operator. In the same boat with Doc. She's in the same boat with Doc. Shitty weapons, high risk, high reward gadget, or whatever you do with them. Oh, the Spaz 15 is nice, but the M12 is utter garbage. So I say she's under Frost, but above Doc in C tier. Current meta Echo, who's banned competitively right now. Immortal Yokai Bug. uh, I feel like he would definitely be A tier though. He'd drop, but yeah, but right now we're just talking about this man, not next season. But anyways, besides Echo is Mira now. I mean, Mira's pretty. It's gotten a decent buff with the 1.5, and I've done really good games with Mira lately. Don't diss my Mira cheese. It fucking works. Now you can be mad all you want. I think she'd be under smoke, in all honesty. She'd be under smoke. It can backfire. So I'd say she's under smoke. Our next operator is a man who's been through hell and back, and he's finally slowly getting back up in his ranks. It's Legion. He's gotten a lot of nerfs to his goo mine. First nerf was that you couldn't see them as far. Second nerf was that they didn't do instant damage anymore. Third nerf was that, they were a little more visible now. But the buff he got was to his T5 SMG, which let him have the 1.5. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a reasonable place for Legion above Capcan in B tier. That 1.5 has been saving him a lot. All right. Oh, I've noticed. Garcia. Ella, low A tier. The shotgun and the SMG are better. She has a great pistol. She has a choice between barbed wire or shield, and that shield's just gonna waste a lot of utility. So I feel like she'd be under Mira. She'd be above Mira, but under smoke. That I can agree with. All right, Vigil, your friendly invisible Korean Batman. What would you put Vigil at with the Kia, the C7, the C75, SMG12, and the Boss G without and with ACOG and slap a proximity alarm with impact nades to top it off? Or was it a bulletproof cam? Is it a proximity? I don't know. I only use the impacts. I mean, his gadget's very decent. Drone denial, lion denial. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with. CJ is telling us above Pulse and B, but under Capcan. All right, I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, Maestro is still definitely S tier, but under Jaeger. But he's under Jaeger. But he's under Jaeger. But he is a definite S tier for everything he can do and what he brings to the table, and that is without competition. Alibi. Oh, we'll definitely test that when Rooney comes out. We'll definitely test that one out. No worries, Garcia. But Alibi, I feel like is would be in the same place with Vigil. The only difference is that she has more guaranteed value than Vigil. Yeah, yeah. Clash. I mean, that'd be interesting because it throw the enemy for a loop on like, is this a real alibi or not? Because it's counting points. But anyways, Clash I feel like is high C above Frost. Yeah, I feel like that's that will always be the case between the two. I mean, for both of them, for both Monty and Clash, they rely on their teammates a lot. Yeah. No, I say no. She's not that easy anymore. Hell, Canadian pulled out a win for SSG against Dark Zero today because of Clash. I say she at least for console, I feel like she deserves a C placement because I have cheesed a lot with her, and she's not D tier in my opinion. Yeah, she has high C. All right, Kaid. Kaid's an interesting operator to say the least. I say B tier. Too bad that yeah, he is right behind Bandit. But I don't feel like Kaid's S tier either. Yeah, I say he's Ella, but under smoke because his benefit is that he can get hatches. Oh, he can multiple walls. He can get a lot of things with one electro claw. His guns are decent. His guns are decent. They're decent guns in my opinion. I've won a lot of encounters with both of them. And then he has a C4 on top of that, and you can snipe with the Magnum or use the revolver. I'll leave him under smoke. Mozzie. Ooh. Ooh. Solid guns. Yeah, they're assholes. Yeah, they'll break all the drones. But even if you didn't catch the enemy drones because they destroyed them, the fact that later on they're gonna start joining you out, you can get an idea of where they're joining you out by where the drone was caught. Have a rough idea. I feel like he's A as well. I think he's above Mira because of his guns and C4 and the fact that he can roll fine. Uh, Goyo, where would you put your boy Goyo, the Mexicano? Gente. Ay, te pasas, güey. Te pasas, te pasas. ¿Qué haces de raza de veces, güey? It's good, and again, you waste utility with it, and it's what I appreciate about Goyo. Utility wasting and entry denial. Oh yeah, the Calion consulate because she didn't realize it was a Goyo shield. I had the cheeky angle with the TCSG 12 because that one's still up on my channel in Siege episode 1. I feel like, yeah, better than Vigil. Situational. Better than Alibi? No. No. Alibi and Vigil's where he should go. I can agree with that. All right, few more operators left. 3 more to go. And we can throw recruit summer. Wamai. Current Wamai. Shield. Og. MP5K with 1.5. Keratos. Other pistol that I don't ever use. And the magnets, which are better than the magpies. The only difference is that he only has 5 of them, and they recharge over time. 1 each, I think every 20, 30 seconds. But one my currently with the meta and everything, you hold down a place with that shield, there was no getting in. They will waste so much utility, and you have more than enough magnets to waste their time with. And you pair it with a Jaeger protecting your shield in case they burn out all of your magnets, you are unstoppable and you will not be moved. I feel like he would be under mute. He actually, yeah, he can actually be top A because Jaeger just beats him because it's a set it and forget it, and Wamai has to be alive. So yeah, he can be. Yeah, he will. Wamai will be our top A. And now Melusi and Oryx, which have had a gun switch this season compared to when they were launched. Oryx used to have the MP5 with angled grip, and Melusi used the T5 SMG. But now they traded guns. So Oryx now has the T5 SMG, but with the 1.5 sight, and Melusi has the MP5, but with the angled grip. I feel like Melusi with the Banshee, though, that wasn't sufficient enough of a nerf. Sure, you don't hear as much with the sound, but Melusi's still a threat. And the MP5 was more of a buff, in my opinion, than it was a nerf. Because you can flick in those heads more. In my opinion, Garcia. We're doing Oryx and Melusi. The fire rate of the 1.5. That's true, but Oryx is your perfect roamer, but he's not brought often. Again, that's why they call him a pure roamer. He's better than Vigil in my opinion, For the T5, he's above because compared to Vigil, he can go through hatches. Definitely something for Oryx. Melusi, I feel like is still A tier. That MP5 nerf was just not enough. The Banshee nerf was just not enough. She still got C4. She still has a great pistol, great shotgun, and she can fucking blend into the bushes. I feel like above because again, it's a bulletproof gadget. They waste utility on it, and it brings more than a mirror window. But I feel like a Mozzie will bring more than Melusi though for intel. Above Mira. And I'm not going to touch any of the recruits. Sorry. I'm not touching any of the recruits. Fine. As a joke, I'll be kind enough for both versions of the recruits to be under Mira and low A. Both versions of the recruit. Because that little buff they gave him in back in Void Edge was kind of nice. But I do miss a lot of the other utility he had. And that is the tier list. We have nobody in F. Wardening is useless, and our A is not as cluttered as our S is not as cluttered as our A and B's are. But a lot of operators seem to have switched a lot of places. Some have gone up, a lot have gone down. Some have stayed in similar areas. But this is our rankings for operators on PS4 with the current meta and the chunky update that's going to be coming Wednesday. This is what I'm probably going to be doing on a consistent basis now with each season. That on the last month of each season, I'm going to do a tier list when I know no more updates will be brought. We could do mid-season patch Garcia, but then I have to do another one afterwards. I have to do one at the beginning, but I guess it could make for good content. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But we'll see when Neon Dawn drops on the 8th of December. We'll see then. But I'll save and download this, and this will be our tier list for Operation Shadow Legacy. I'll end the stream here for the tier list making. I don't think I'll be streaming the games tonight. I'll be streaming them tomorrow, though, because I think most people would want to get some of the rest now. And I don't think they want to put up with like a very, very short stream if I start playing. I mean, I will be playing, but I don't think you guys want to see like a 40-minute stream. So we'll leave it at this. This will be it for this stream. But yeah, agree with it, disagree with it. That's up to you. If you have anything to comment on or want to learn more, you can reach both of us out on Discord if you know us, or you can head over and email me, and I can have a nice conversation with you. That's really up to you. I would say I would plug in my Twitter, but I got yeeted over a joke again. So keep an eye out for when I make 2 new Twitter accounts. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.